Hello, hello, hello. How are we doing? You are listening to WMUC Digital College Park. I'm Stephen Fung. This is Moral Hazard. We're about to come at you in a minute, but first, let me play you a little PSA, okay? Get ready. This is my favorite one.
No one man should have all that culture, but this club can, you know we got the most. FCA's got GVMs every other Thursday.
FCA at UMD.com.
All right, I'm going to be honest. There's a reason why I love that one so much, and it's not just because of the little parody song they did. It's because it's short. All right, these other ones, they yap your ear off and they play music that's copyrighted. This one, not copyrighted, and they're singing their own song. I love it. I love it. They're great. Welcome to Moral Hazard. I'm your host, Stephen Fung, joined by no guests today. First week we had Brittany Griner. Second week we had somebody. I don't know. But today it's just me, folks. But actually, we might have a special guest coming on. I'll give you a little hint. He's from a hit TV show. They had, I think, 9 seasons. Jim and Pam. That's the only hint I'll give. It's neither Jim nor Pam, but it's somebody. You guys know who it is. We're coming live from the IBKR studio. Everyone who doesn't know IBKR, that stands for Interactive Brokers. IBKR is the greatest loan shark in modern times. Basically, what they'll do is they'll find institutions, regular people. They'll be like, I'll give you money to invest in stocks, crypto, whatever garbage you want. You just have to pay me a little interest. Here's a little PSA. This is a little better than the Filipino Cultural Association. Don't use IBKR. They will scam you. It's a scam. If you're not an institution, IBKR is a scam. Downright. Okay? That's my little advice to you. That's my PSA. Okay? Because the most you can lose when you're investing in stocks with your own money is all of your money, right? You can lose it all. Say you invest in Enron and then Arthur Andersen decides to audit them. You lose it all. But if you were investing with IBKR, you can actually lose more than everything. You can lose everything plus 20% or whatever their interest rate is. It's high. It's high. Speaking of interest rates, I've been doing a little bit of research, and I'm getting distracted. But do you know what the interest rate on student loans is? Right now, I'm pretty sure it's double digits. I'm pretty sure the interest rate on federal student loans is double digits. And don't even get me started on private student loans. It's terrible. It's higher than home interest loans. I guess it's fair, right? Like, these students don't have credit. But, like, Jesus, man. Can't we make going to school a little bit more affordable for the youth? Do it for the kids. Let them get their degrees. Their, studio art, their theater degrees. Let them get it. It's for the good of our country that NYU students across the globe can rack up $240,000 in student loans and graduate with a degree in how to act. And they still can't act right. It's fine, though. It's fine. Also, I'm going off. I haven't even started the introduction. But NYU students, there's an entire school just for them to make up their degrees. It's ridiculous. And, some people create their own degrees and it's something useful. It's like merging two different fields it's like the intersection of two different fields, right? NYU students will make up the most bizarre stuff. It's like cicada studies. Like, figure it out. I don't know. I mean, if your parents are paying for it and they, who cares, right? Screw you, Mom and Dad. I'm going to learn how to study cockroaches. My apartment's going to have a ton of them when I graduate. It'll be perfect. Perfect fit. Anyways, I'm your host, Stephen Fung. That was a little bit of cold open. Moral Hazard is your go-to hour of garbage, brain atrophy commentary, if you couldn't tell, on current events from a business major who is currently not doing poorly in all of his classes. The usual script is that I'm doing poorly in all my classes, but actually I did quite a bit of homework today, and I'm feeling pretty good about the exam I took yesterday. If anyone was in 332 that took that exam, tell me what you thought, right? BMGT 332, UMD class. If you're in that, tell me what you thought about that midterm. Or I guess it was just a regular exam. It's like 3 exams before the final. I don't know what it is. Yeah, I do refuse to open my textbooks, but that's never going to change. Our current news stack is Wall Street Journal, Bloomberg, and HBR. That is the worst journalism in the world. But I will say, for the past 2 weeks, we've been focusing very heavily on Wall Street Journal articles. This week, I decided to mix it up a bit. Wall Street Journal, it was a slow week for the Wall Street Journal, right? They didn't have much to rant at in their opinion column. So today, we're doing a bit heavier on Bloomberg. That's what I'm calling. Who knows? Maybe I'll throw in some lizard talk from Harvard Business Review. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll even read Fortune magazine. Maybe I'll read Forbes. Who knows? Listen, if the show starts to go downhill, I will start reading Forbes articles, right? I'll be listing off the Forbes, 40 under 40 or whatever they call it. It's 40 under 40, right? Or is it 30 under 30? Do they have both? That'd be ridiculous. Anyways, we're live from UMD. I'm getting so off track today. We're live from UMD. This episode's Alum of the Week. Last week it was, who was it? Who was it last week? It was the guy who made the Ouija board. Week before that it was, I think, Carly Fiorina and then a little bit of Jim Henson. But today we're going to lay off the Terps. They're not from UMD. The Terps have been through a lot, you guys, all right? We were away this Saturday, and we lost to the University of Minnesota by 25 points. Terrible. Terrible. So today, we're dogging on the worst University of Maryland. There are a couple University of Marylands, and most of them are worse than UMD. So, that kind of says a lot. There's a lot of schools that deserve more hate than UMD, all right? It may not seem like it based on the way I talk, but there are, some schools are really struggling out there, folks. And that University of Maryland that we're talking about, the worst version of College Park, is University of Maryland, Baltimore County. This episode's Alum of the Week is from UMBC. They're called the, Golden Doodles? Something stupid. Retrievers. Sometimes, I look at the football score. I think my school sucks. I look at the Big Ten rankings. I talk to people, and they don't know what UMD is. But I feel bad. I'm like, God, my school sucks. I hate it here. I wish I went to somewhere else. But then I remember UMBC exists. So it can always be worse. Today's Alum of the Week is Zach Clark, baseball legend. Beloved pitcher for the Orioles. He's the only baseball talent to be signed out of UMBC since the year 2000. All right? And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I wasn't being completely honest before. If any of you actually watch baseball, you might be thinking, Zach Clark, Orioles, who are you talking about? Well, that's because he pitched in one season, and that was in 2013. In that season, he pitched only one game. In that game, he pitched 1 2/3 innings. That's, for those who don't know baseball, that is a very small amount. UMBC's last representative in the MLB pitched for 1 2/3 innings before getting kicked out completely. He was not re-signed. So listen, UMD students, I know life sucks sometimes for a lot of you, right? You're failing your classes. You haven't gotten your internship. You've applied to 60, no responses. It's your senior year. You have $80K in debt. You have no romantic prospects. Construction still hasn't ended. You're never getting the purple line. You aren't in any clubs. You haven't done your laundry. You're wearing the same shirt 4 days in a row. And your dad wants you to come back and work for his HVAC company. It sucks. It sucks. I feel for you, But remember, you could always be at UMBC. And I'm not saying that your problems would magically, your problems would, magically be worse if you're at UMBC. You would have the same problems, right? You don't have these problems because you go to UMD. You have these problems because, I don't know, your life sucks. But, you solved all the same problems. But with UMBC, there's also no hope, right? With UMD, there's that really, out in the distance, out in the very, very distance, you see a tiny light at the end of the tunnel. It's like one star in the sky on a day with a lot of light pollution. There's that sliver of hope when you go to UMD, Maybe I'll be Kevin Plank. Maybe I'll be Connie Chung. Maybe I'll, stick my hand in a frog's butt and become Jim Henson, all right? But UMBC, it's pitch black. There's like one guy that I know that went to UMBC. I was looking up like UMBC notable alumni, like a single name I recognize, and it's like Stavros Halkias. He didn't graduate. He got kicked out for I don't know if I can say it on air. I'm pretty sure I can. He got kicked out for smoking weed in his dorm. And you know where he went after he got kicked out? But he didn't go back to college, but he slept on his friend's dorm in UMD of all places. So, even when not attending school, he'd rather be at UMD than UMBC. All right? UMBC, it's pitch black. It's pitch black at UMBC. There's no hope at the end of the tunnel. Anyways, that's enough dogging on schools. Give me some props, right? I'm starting to warm up to UMD a little, all right? I'm very happy to be here. I love looking at construction all day and walking 20 minutes to my first class because all of the affordable apartments are out of the way and the bus service sucks because traffic is terrible. Traffic is god-awful. If you've never, driven through UMD before, just know, on a weekday, you're not going anywhere. You're going to be stuck in the same spot for, 20 minutes watching scooters drive on the wrong side of the road. I have beef with you scooter people here at UMD, okay? Look, there are right ways to ride a scooter, and there are wrong ways to ride a scooter. I'll be honest, you don't look great doing either one of those, but at least one of those is better, right? You're not endangering your own life. These scooter people ride like they have 9 lives. I'll be driving around campus, peak day, full of traffic. I'm driving on the right side of the road. I see a scooter coming directly towards me in the wrong lane. They act like they're both cars and pedestrians at the same time. And they're not very smart with how they ride. And that might be a fact that, the part of that might be that the majority of scooter riders are UMD athletes. They get some sort of stipend for micromobility because the school's we can't afford to have you walk on this horrid campus. So here's a pair of wheels. Go terrorize all the pedestrians. But they just have very low, situational IQ. They don't see stop signs. They don't see lane markings. It'll be midnight. They're riding on the wrong side of the road. It was so bad, actually, that UMD had to go out of their way to do mandatory training for all micromobility users. Everyone with the stupid electric skateboard, electric scooter, electric bicycle, all that stupid stuff. They had to go through training before they could use it. I remember seeing some Diamondback article And it was like, in the first 2 weeks, UMD gave out like 88 tickets or something. I forgot the number. It was high. It was really high. It was like the first 2 weeks of school. They handed out like 80-something tickets to micro-mobility users who were just doing the wrong thing. But I've never seen a scooter guy get pulled over. So I think maybe the people at the Diamondback next door are fudging the numbers. What do you guys say? Listen, if you're a Diamondback writer and you want to come on the show and defend yourselves and your phony news organization, feel free to do so. But I will be administering a mental competency test before you come on, okay? A lot of you BA students, I'm not going to be too harsh because you picked an honorable career. It's like being a teacher, right? You're volunteering to make no money. But a lot of you guys made questionable career choices and really can't do math. So if you're in the Diamondback and you want to come on, you need to have a BS or a 4.0 GPA or pass a aptitude test, okay? It doesn't involve doing push-ups, but, it's a mental aptitude test. You're going to have to know how to do algebra, all right? Anyways, let's get to the actual news, all right? Jesus. Eli Lilly, this is right out of Bloomberg. Eli Lilly is down 8% as their GLP-1 weight loss drugs miss sales expectations. GLP-1, for those who don't know, these are these types of weight loss, obesity, diabetes drugs, like Ozempic, right? And basically what they do is like they reduce cravings. And I remember hearing on Bloomberg, like this doctor came on and was like, these could actually potentially be used to treat like addiction issues because of how they work in your brain, which I thought was very interesting. Anyways, so that's stuff like Ozempic. Anyways, Eli Lilly released their own version. They've got Zepbound for weight loss and Mounjaro for diabetes. Their sales missed analyst estimates by a whopping approximate $900 million. And it's really a death toll for these companies when they invest in new technology, new science, and they kind of fall on their faces. They don't meet expectations. Their company becomes worthless when that happens, right? Like, AI. Every AI startup that's actually a bad comparison because for some reason these AI startups keep failing upwards. But there's a lot of examples of companies like in AI and, med tech. The minute they don't live up to the hype, they're done. They're wiped. So Eli Lilly down 8%. They're still like 40% over the year, something like that. So I think they're fine, big picture, but they missed sales estimates. And they cited supply constraints, which was insane. Like, to me, reading that, I was like, there's no way. Because my first thought was low demand. I did not know what Zepbound was or Mounjaro was before this. I've never seen a single Zepbound or Mounjaro ad. And I do fat people things every day. The algorithm should have some sort of idea that, yeah, I'm fat, okay? I'm not. But based on the way that I conduct myself online and they're collecting this data, they should assume that I could potentially be on the next season of my 600-pound life, okay? Yeah, I eat fast food so frequently. I play video games all the time. I know how to code. that adds 100 pounds, knowing how to code. And I also watch The Office. Well, I'll get to in a second. I do everything that someone who weighs 300 pounds should do, right? I don't exercise. I'm starting to exercise. That's a lie. I've gotten into exercising. I don't do cardio. That's one thing I don't do. I have a bike ride scheduled for Sunday. It's going to kill me. I haven't used it in a long time. I'm only going to Hyattsville on Sunday, so hopefully I should be fine. Wish me luck. if anything happens, I'll just wheel into the studio for the next episode of Moral Hazard. It'll be fine. You guys will still get your content. You'll get me yelling at the microphone. But it actually turns out that the reason they didn't have to do any ads, any targeted ads, is because the U.S. is so overweight that, the drugs sell themselves. Their problem is not that not enough people want Zepbound or Mounjaro, which I hate. I hate how these drugs are being named. Like, they used to be named cool stuff. Ritalin, Comethazine, Xanax. Those were cool names. Lamictal. That's cool. What's Zepbound? What is Ozempic? What is Mounjaro? What is Skyrizi? I've seen ads for Skyrizi. I'm not sick. I don't know why I keep getting cold and flu ads. I'm not. Give me cold and flu ads when I start looking up how to unclog a clogged nose, or I start buying tissues online. You guys need to target it a little bit more, all right? I'm in good health. You guys are monitoring my every activity. You should know when I'm sick or not. But so it's just side constraints or supply constraints. I mentioned that I've been watching a lot of The Office recently. It's a lot of The Office. I have an unhealthy obsession with The Office. I'm going to pause for a minute. You are listening to WMUC Digital College Park. It's been 20 minutes and I forgot to read out what the station is. So if you have been driving by and you don't know what station you're on, I guess it's WMUC Digital. Except this is digital. Why do I have to say it on digital? That doesn't make any sense. You guys know what website you're on. You clicked on the website. Are there people listening that don't... Do people not know they're on WMUC? Is that a thing? Are there people around that are just clicking on random Google links without looking at what it is and just pressing play? I don't know. I mean, there are some really there's some really offline people on the internet right now, and you'll never know because the only people you see on the internet are people that are always online. It's like selection bias, right? The only people that post are the people that have been online for work years of time. They can make, their Twitter activity a full-time job if, people cared enough to read it and if Twitter wasn't so terrible. But yeah, I have a really unhealthy obsession with The Office. It started really recently, and my girlfriend Emma can attest to that. I've been binging it nonstop for the past 2 weeks. It's gotten to the point where it has led me to procrastinate on my homework. It's bad. It's bad. And I know I'm not going to fix it. The only thing that gets me to stop The Office, that gets me to pause it, is when it gets so awkward, the scene gets so awkward that I'm just I can't watch this. I'm going to do something else, something that makes me happy. It's a 10-year-old show. Season 9 is 10 years ago. I'm going to spoil where I'm at right now. Michael Scott, if you guys don't know who that is, look it up. I can't. I'm not going to go through the duty of explaining every single character. But Michael Scott started dating Pam's mom. Pam from Jim and Pam. You've heard of it. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. But, and he learns how old she is at her birthday lunch that he hosted. He hosted her birthday lunch and didn't know how old she was, which is an insane premise. It's hilarious. But I'm at the point right now where he learned how old she is, and he's slowly backing out of it. And it is the most excruciating scene, and it's taking so long. I wish they would just get over it because it is so painful. This guy is he's subtly saying that he doesn't like her anymore, which is so heartbreaking, But yes, I love The Office. And my girlfriend thinks that it's so funny because this is the one regular person thing that I do. Everything else in my life, I'm a complete, I'm an elitist. I am pretentious. I am listening to Japanese jazz and all that. And then I love The Office, right? I try so hard to be cool, and then I do like the one not cool thing, which is be an Office super fan. I have a Peacock subscription. I don't even pirate it. That's how obsessed I am with The Office. But I did tell you guys that we would have a surprise guest. And I just want you guys to have some patience. It's going to take a second for him to get in the studio. He's waddling in right now. But, yeah. Everybody welcome. Well, I'm not going to say it right now. He's still waddling in. I'm gonna leave you on. I'm gonna leave you on the edge. Okay. He's taking a second, so I'm gonna, I've realized what the method is for this show. Okay. If I eat breakfast and don't eat lunch. I eat a really early breakfast because I have 8 a.m. classes. But I eat breakfast. I don't eat lunch. By the time I have to go on air, I'm hungry. I'm angry. I'm ready to kill. It keeps me fresh, I can't eat the lunch because the lunch will make me satisfied. It'll get rid of my appetite for I don't know. Talking into a mic. Listen, I'm not a philosophy major, okay? I'm a business major, and not the kind of business major where you talk about your feelings or whatever. I'm not a business management major or a marketing major. This is operations management, business analytics. Kind of a big deal, all right? We have to color inside the lines here. We use Excel. But no, yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. It's just, Oh, all right, he's coming. Okay. Give me 1 second. Everybody welcome Kevin Malone from The Office.
Hi, Steven. It's really great to be on here. I really love your show.
Thanks, Kevin. Thank you, Kevin. Listen, Kevin, I know you've got to go. You're a very busy man. All that unemployment you got going on. You haven't done any movies or TV shows since The Office, right?
None that are important.
Okay. Well, why don't you just do one of your famous quotes? I really like the, season 8, episode 2. Can you do that one?
Yeah, sure. Me mechanic no speak English, but he know what me mean when we say, car no go, and we best friend. So me think, why waste time say lot word when few word do trick?
All right. Thank you, Kevin. That's enough. All right. See ya. Thank you all. That was my Grammy, Emmy, Oscar, Pulitzer winning impression of Kevin Malone from The Office. It's usually much better, but my voice is so fried from yelling into this microphone that it hurts. It hurts to do it. And Emma, if you're listening, I'm very sorry. I know that I've been doing the Kevin voice ever since I learned how to do it 2 days ago, and now you have to hear it here. But I love doing the Kevin voice, and really, if you guys know me in person, you should ask me to do it when I'm not yelling into the microphone, because that's my favorite thing ever. It just really hurts to do right now. Anyways, oh my God, 30 minutes have passed. I've done like one article. I need to stop. I'm telling you, this Office obsession is going to ruin my life. Like, it took 5 minutes to, talk about it. It's a stupid show that was done 10 years ago. Catch me next week when I start binging Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. Okay. This article sent me on a crazy internet journey. It's about Hindenburg research. All right. I don't know if you guys know what Hindenburg is. You probably do not. Hindenburg is an investigative short seller. They dig up dirt on companies. They bet. Okay. So their process is this. They pick a company, or they get a whistleblower or whatever. They get information on a company. They dig deep into that company, and they figure out what that company is doing that's illegal or otherwise wrong, they make bets on the stock market that the company's stock is going to go down. As soon as they make that bet, they then publish what they found to everybody. They make it public. They go on the news, whatever. They do a whole press tour about all the stuff that they found. They do a Wall Street Journal, Bloomberg circuit. It's a pretty sweet gig, right? Like, you're doing Batman, but you're making money out of it, right? And their work is pretty reliable. I don't think there's been like a single thing where like Hindenburg was definitely in the wrong. To my knowledge, it's entirely possible that Hindenburg has been like, fudging the numbers on some stuff. The Indian government, I believe, or is it the Indian government? The Indian government doesn't believe in them. But the Adani group, which I'm going to talk about in a second, completely discredits them and thinks they're, garbage liars, whatever. It's he said, she said. Except, Hindenburg has evidence. Okay. So they've done, I don't know if you guys know Icahn Enterprises, led by Carl Icahn. He's like a Wall Street Raider type guy. He would destroy companies from the inside. So he called out Icahn Enterprises as a Ponzi scheme. That destroyed Icahn Enterprises, like, horribly. I think they dropped like 50% after Hindenburg published the Icahn Enterprises report. Nikola Corporation, they make those stupid EV trucks, or were supposed to make those stupid EV trucks. They made a report on Nikola Corporation, called them a complete fraud. They were like, you lied to your investors about basically everything. Of course, Nikola Corporation was like, no, we didn't. That's so not true. But then their CEO stepped down and is in court right now, I believe. I don't believe a verdict has been reached, but he was charged with securities fraud and something else. Yes, so Adani Group, as I mentioned before, that's an Indian conglomerate. I don't know what they own. It's, but they made an accusation last year that the Adani Group was doing fraud, doing stock manipulation. They wiped out $12 billion in value for the company. I think it was like a 40% drop in the company's price over like a 3-day period. I don't know. Look it up. Adani, Adani Group. And they're not on the New York Stock Exchange. I remember looking it up, and their stuff was in rupees. So I don't know what exchange that was, but look it up. Pretty interesting stuff. The reason I'm talking about Hindenburg is because this is actually today's news, I believe. I think it was today's news that this broke. Ernst & Young, they are a financial services company. They do auditing, among other things. They have resigned from being Supermicro's auditor. I did not know what Supermicro was. Apparently, they do like chips and stuff. Who cares? They're a tech company, like tech hardware. You know it's tech hardware when they're named something stupid like Supermicro. All right? It's companies like AMD, Supermicro, RAM. Like, they're not very creative, These are like, they don't have the Mark Zuckerberg behind them. They have the Bill Gates. It's like Microsoft. It's, it's very technical names, and they all kind of suck, to be honest. NVIDIA's pretty good, but I don't know I don't know what NVIDIA stands for, but they're like, aren't they Japanese owned? Maybe it stands for something in Japanese. I don't know. Look, I haven't done that much research on NVIDIA, okay? I'm busy like trying not to fail my classes. Anyways, Ernst & Young has resigned from being Supermicro's auditor. They have cited that Supermicro has been terrible with violating accounting rules. And Ernst & Young cites concerns about corporate governance and transparency. And I believe that was from a Hindenburg report, wasn't it? I don't actually remember why I put this here. It's entirely possible this was entirely unrelated to Hindenburg, and I just accidentally put this inside. But anyways, Ernst & Young resigned. And do you know how bad you have to be for your auditor to quit? Like, Enron happened and Arthur Andersen stuck by them. Oh no, it is related. It is related. Okay. I am such a ditz, man. Okay, yes. So Hindenburg did a report on Supermicro, and then Ernst & Young resigned as their auditor. So Ernst & Young, this was not Ernst & Young doing like doing a Superman here, okay? They weren't out to save the world of investor pockets, okay? Hindenburg released the report, then Ernst & Young quits. Do I think Ernst & Young maybe did a little no-no with their auditing? I don't know. I mean, Sarbanes-Oxley was passed after Enron, so I don't think the circumstances are there for, Ernst & Young to actually care about protecting these guys, but it's kind of interesting that Hindenburg, an outside company, made this public before you guys did. But, yeah, so, listen. I'm not saying that Ernst & Young was maybe a little shady stuff. I will say, maybe the analyst team that they had on the Supermicro case was more Kevin's than Angela's. Okay, that's a little Office reference for you. Anyways, I saw this insane report released on October 8th. I was looking at the Hindenburg website. It was released on October 8th. It's about Roblox. Roblox is a publicly traded company, so Hindenburg has an incentive to, dive deep and figure out like what's going on with Roblox. Anyways, this was actually, I'm going to read out the title. Roblox, inflated key metrics for Wall Street and a beep hellscape for kids. I can't say what that word is, but it rhymes with cinephile. Okay? They're in love with something. Hindenburg Research, Roblox. They're accusing Roblox of a litany of things. And lying to investors is like the least damning thing on the list. That's insane. Usually they're like, they lied to investors, take them down. Lying to investors is the least damning thing on the list. And their lying to investors is about like misrepresenting the amount of people that are using their site. Their main qualm is that Roblox said Roblox is using their daily active users to show how many people are using the site. But the thing is, a lot of people using Roblox have second accounts that they're using concurrently. It's a technicality. It's a technicality. The worst stuff here is in the second part of that title. All right. They're saying that stuff. There's stuff with Roblox like questionable restrictions for children. Like if you have an under 9 account, if you create an under 9 account, there's like parental restrictions, whatever. The kids can just like circumvent those. They can like they can set their own parental restrictions. So yeah, there's that. They have been harboring predators on their site. Big surprise. Outsourcing safety moderation to overseas call centers, etc. So the dude protecting your lovely child from like being trafficked is a dude making like 3 cents an hour in a call center. So maybe don't let your young children use Roblox if you're extremely concerned about them falling for that kind of stuff. If your kids eating paste and whatever, you might be a little concerned. They might, if they don't know stranger danger already because they were too busy like eating grass and pretending they were a cow, you might want to like pick a different game for them, Minecraft or something, single player, no multiplayer, because who knows how bad it is on multiplayer. But yes, the overarching problem is that Roblox has a serious content problem, all right? As many active users as they have, it doesn't matter if they're being fed garbage, right? Like LimeWire never took off. Hindenburg researchers actually played the game on a child account. I think it was they did it on a under 9 account, and they did it on a 9+ account. to see what they could access. And I'm going to read some things out to you. These are bolded headlines in the report. Like, these are I'm not like inflating anything. I'm not, spinning it in my own words. These are the words of the Hindenburg researchers. I'm dead serious. Look up the Hindenburg Roblox report. It was published on October 8th. That's how you know you're at the right one. Okay. Hindenburg says, our Roblox experience number 1. We found a lack of upfront moderation of Roblox's game experiences. We registered as a child, and we were able to access games like Escape to Epstein Island and Diddy Party. We found over 600 Diddy games, including Survive Diddy and Run from Diddy Simulator. And, you hear that, and maybe if you, have a job and don't look at TikTok every day, you're like, what is going on? That's so weird. But as someone with a 9-year-old's brain, I could see exactly why, children love this stuff. Because that's everything on TikTok. Everyone on TikTok in the month of September and, August was talking about Diddy and Epstein, and they're like, Diddy Party, Diddy Party. I have a child's brain, and I 100% get why, kids are seeing that as funny and something they want to do. So that one's not too, that one's not too, in the context of things, that headline right there isn't the worst thing ever, right? It's the same kids that would be in, Call of Duty Modern Warfare lobbies, calling each other names, Now they're just, it's a different generation, and that's what they think is funny. It's like Diddy and Epstein. I believe that it was created by little children and is being played by little children. I will say that it's very low quality content, and I don't think they should have advertisers on those, but we'll get to that in a second. Roblox experience number 2. Roblox claims it reviews every single image, video, and audio file uploaded to Roblox. We quickly encountered images of something. I can't say what it is on air, I don't think, but it's obscene images, stuff that children should not be looking at. All right? Children under 9 should not be looking at pictures of this. And as well as obscene speech in Roblox School Simulator game. Yeah, it's to be fair, when I was in middle school, people would take a little Sharpie and draw that stuff on the walls and, say that in the hallways. So it's a pretty accurate school simulator. Should it be on Roblox, a publicly traded company? No. But it's not as bad as things are going to get. We're going to get there, okay? We're going to get there, all right? I know I'm playing defense, but that's because I'm qualifying it because stuff gets way worse. All right. Just, a little bit of another part of that headline was the game has registered 28.9 million visits and 158,000 favorites with no age restrictions, meaning it's open for users under 9 years old, which actually account for 21% of Roblox's user base. 1 in 5 people on Roblox is a kid under 9. So they should be doing a better job at protecting these kids from stuff. And you can see already they're not doing the greatest job. For a publicly traded company, right? This isn't Newgrounds. You can't just get away with putting all this obscene, indecent content. There has to be a level of moderation, a good level of moderation, not something that you outsource to call centers. You do not outsource the safety of children to call centers in Asia. That's not what you do. Our Roblox experience number 3. I can't. Okay. Oh my God. Beat up homeless outside 7-Eleven simulator. Registered 1 million visits and 15,000 favorites before being removed from Roblox. Nonetheless, Roblox users identifying as 9 years old and up can still beat up homeless people in the beat up people outside 7-Eleven simulator with over 900,000 visits. I can't even get through this because it's so absurd. They just threw they just got rid of the homeless in it, and Roblox was like, okay, yeah, fine, you can beat up people outside 7-Eleven. And they're like, yeah, you're like 9 years old, yeah, sure, you could go do that. My God, dude, we had a good stretch of silence on this show. You're listening to WNC Digital College Park, by the way. We had a good stretch of silence, but now people are playing music. They're playing music well, I will say. They're doing a good job. I approve. Will I say it's better than the guys that were here last week? No, because I know some of those guys and I have favorites. But beating up homeless people outside 7-Eleven. I know. I 100% see why that game has 1.5 million visitors, because that is so stupid and funny. But it's a publicly traded company. You cannot have games like beat up homeless people outside 7-Eleven. You cannot have beat up people outside 7-Eleven. All right? You should be doing Dress to Impress or whatever. My sisters play Dress to Impress. They love that game. I'm pretty sure they love Dress to Impress. They like Dress to Impress. They used to like this like GTA like knockoff that was on Roblox. And there was another game. It was about like some houses. I forgot what it was called, but that used to be their bread and butter. Bloxburg. That's what it's called. Bloxburg. Yes, my sisters loved Bloxburg. And it was like you like pretend it's like playing house, right? But they would like do the in-app purchases. I was like, this game, like, there's no way you like Roblox to the point where you were willing to spend money on it, right? Like, I can't fathom that. There are so many like higher quality games out there. But to be fair, Roblox is the only game I know with a beating up homeless people outside 7-Eleven simulator. So, maybe they have all the other games beat. Maybe I'll. Nah, I'm not gonna play Roblox. Not after this report. Are you kidding me? Jesus Christ, it gets worse, and I'm running out of time. I don't think I'm gonna get through it. We might have to continue. This might be a two-parter where we continue this next Wednesday because this Roblox report is insane. Our Roblox experience number 4. We played Beat Up the Pregnant, where users, I can't even say that. They attack pregnant women in a Walmart parking lot with machetes or hit them with frying pans or used other weapons. The content is really low quality, and Roblox does not deserve to be a publicly traded company with this kind of stuff here, okay? Like, I like how this is where I draw the line. This is not funny. Where I was dying laughing at beating people up outside 7-Eleven, but like, this is not funny. Like, that's such a strange thing to do. Okay, anyways, kids